What's good, guys? We're back with some more Socrates Jones Pro Philosopher, and we're gonna get right into it. Socrates? Yes, Arbiter? I have been pondering your request that I bring forth my best. It seems to me attempting to assign a quality hierarchy to the philosophers in this realm would be demeaning. I have thus determined that when you requested my best, you meant my most challenging. Wait, what? So on that note, allow me to present to you Immanuel Kant. Breathe. His thoughts are indeed quite challenging. Kant. Guten Tag, Socrates Jones. Oh God. Good luck with this one. I could only ever get through the first couple pages of his work. I hope you enjoyed your stay in philosophical kindergarten? My God. For the conflicting methods you have employed to confuse other philosophers will not work here. Why not? No reason. I simply needed to fulfill the prerequisite grandstanding. Grandstanding check. Okay then. Kant, if you would please explain your philosophy as clearly as possible. Of course, Arbiter. First, I must counter the unreasoned thoughts of other philosophers. I'm not reading that word. Nope. Excuse me? I'm already confused. Give me a moment. Herr Jones? And I shall explain? Oh, he meant here, Jones. But there's a typo. It's a typo. There are many things which men covet as good. However, a focus on consequences reduces men to mere means, undermining human dignity. In reality, the only thing that is good without qualification is goodwill. Thus, we are moral if our will is defined by the intention of doing the moral thing. And there we go. As you can see, I am approaching this from a different angle than the neophytes you debated before. Nephites. Neo? I see. So wait, the consequences of actions don't matter at all. At the very least, they are irrelevant to the moral worth. Tomorrow. Of course, ideally, one's actions would also have positive consequences, but it is positive intentions that are essential to be of moral character. Socrates, are you ready to continue? Alright, here goes. So far, this doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, Arbiter. Ja. Let us begin then. What do you mean by this? I believe this is simply stated. Our disorganized society holds many things in high esteem. I mean, that's getting caught up in various ends, whether they be happiness, a social contract, or cogs in a careless and soulless machine. What do you have to support this statement? I believe you have actually discovered this yourself, Socrates Jones. Take, for example, John Stuart Mill and his philosophy. I'm not reading that. And Hobbes. That's weird that they started constructing right when I started recording. That's weird. No, all these philosophers are looking in the wrong places. They are claiming the contingent and ephemeral as eternal without any justification. Mankind must not be reduced to the means of some other goal. Any philosophy that does so has become mired in consequentialism. Right. In reality, the only thing that is good without qualification is goodwill. As a man cannot possibly know the consequence of his action, it is only fit to judge the will upon which set. Assessing the will is the only way to keep man as an end, maintaining his dignity. So what are you saying? What you are saying is, when I tell Ari she can't play games all night because I'm concerned for her, my action is noble, regardless of her response? This is correct. Dad. Can you back that up? If we accept that goodwill is the only true good, then you would agree with me that we must always act with moral intentions. If we do the right thing for reasons other than good intentions, our action is less commendable. Oh, okay, I guess. As long as we intend to act morally, then we ourselves are moral. This seems pretty straightforward, does it not, Herr Jones? Who's Herr Jones? But, how do we know whether the intended course of action is moral? By whether or not it adheres to the categorical, am I saying that right? Imperatives, of course. Oh, of course. No, wait, hold on. What? Can't these things you just mentioned? Categorical imperatives. Yes. What are they exactly? Indeed, I don't believe you ever explained those. My apologies. Categorical imperatives are the moral laws we should seek to discover. If we intend to always do the moral thing, we must develop rules or maxims to shape our actions. There are certain actions which we must always avoid. Other actions we should take at every opportunity. These ideas form rules we must allow at all times, regardless of emotion or consequence. These rules are categorical imperatives. Okay. Good water. It is. What is the dissing for? Oh, thanks, Ari. Personally, I always like the sweater vest. Well, regardless of how you all feel about my beard or my sweater vest, I have questions for you, Kent. Of course, ask away. Lying. Maybe this one? This moment. Can't you claim we should never lie, correct? That telling the truth is a categorical imperative. Indeed, it is. The prime example of one. Right. And you also claim that we must follow the imperatives without fail, correct? Correct, Herr Jones? Why does he keep calling me that? Well, that's interesting because using only those two facts, we're already in a worrisome place. Oh? I will admit that in most situations, lying is not the most moral of choices. But there's no denying there are some situations when the truth can be deadly. Well, lying would be better than the thing to do. Let's say one was sheltering fugitives from an oppressive regime. Keeping them hidden from the forces which would persecute them. It seems to me that keeping them hidden is clearly the right choice. But you would want us to blab to everyone who shows up at the door. This strikes me as empirically wrong. Oh, interesting. Way to go, Dad. I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that. Right. Yeah. You can swear in German all you want, but I have a point. Earlier, you stated anything that needs qualification can't be the origin of morality. But your prime example of imperative just demanded qualification. Well, what do you have to say to that, Kant? Doesn't the intention to protect people also have value? Even from your perspective, your law seems far more from universal. Dang, he's gonna keep putting up a fight. Excuse me, I have to take a morning walk. He just walked off? He does that sometimes. Do not worry. Oh, you're back. Indeed, my morning walk is complete. Morning walk. Check. Is there even morning in the intelligible realm? No, there isn't. It is unacceptable. So he walked because he had to think of what to say. That's that's what it is, okay? But regardless, back on task. Socrates Jones, the counterpoint you gave earlier was false. Categorical imperatives stand as absolute without qualification. But he's seriously standing by his position. Is he even allowed to do that? Remember, Herr Jones, consequences are irrelevant. It is only our intention that matters. To become too invested in an individual scenario is to undermine the sanctity of thought. Once a maxim fulfills the versatility. Oh my God, the universality test. It can be accepted as a categorical imperative. Bro, these words. At that point, we are obligated to obey. At that point, we are obligated to obey it always. The universality test? The method through which we discover and verify categorical imperatives. Allow me to elaborate. He's still going. In order to verify the morality of an idea... I'm not reading it. If a contradiction or irrationality arises, the maxim cannot be moral. There we go. Explain the universe... Okay, I'm not saying that word again. Okay, hold on a moment. What the heck are these things you keep checking off? I have created an agenda. All the tasks which I need to accomplish are presented upon it in sufficient detail. The events of this debate are on your agenda? How is that even possible? Careful planning. Wisdom, Socrates Jones, is organized life. And an organized person would be asking me questions right about now. Right. This is getting harder and harder to deal with. I can't present something I don't understand, but I'm not sure how much longer I can go. To be honest, I'm not too worried about this guy. He's not as hard as the other ones. I've got to find something quick. Like, I completely guessed that last time. I didn't read nothing. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Oh, good, it's only 3? Essentially, in every situation where someone is faced with a choice where they could follow your maxim or not, they would follow it. Maybe it's a challenge. Okay, that is the other way. Interesting. Oh, new statements were okay. That one should lie for their own gain, as the advantages of lying come entirely from deceiving those who tell the truth. As a result, it probably should not be considered. I'm honestly kind of lost on this one. I'm really not gonna lie. So it looks like the first part was easy. This is the second part. It's getting real calm. I have to really think here. It's not that. Did he just claim you said something senseless? I'm actually not sure who's making less sense right now. Ouch. Okay, so this one could be it. Okay. I'm just gonna guess. I don't know. So it's not that one. Oh, it is, okay. I don't know. Let's try relevance, maybe? This elaborates upon the nature of contradiction failure. It might be the fourth one. Alright, let's try the fourth one. It's not that. Okay. I don't know. I'm lost too, bro. What do you mean it's not making sense? I'm lost too. Okay, so I guess not this either. Jeez, I'm about to die. I don't know. I'm just gonna guess it. At least I know what it's not. Oh, okay. Thank God. I've been thinking. You said an irrationality is something which could cause the world to be worse for wear. This one is confusing. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. This is confusing. I don't understand. This is actually a frequent problem in emergency medicine. If you can't ensure your own safety, attempting to rescue someone in need would attempting to rescue someone in need would put yourself in need of rescue. And if this is a problem of trained professionals, imagine how disastrous it would be in everyday life. There can be no doubt blind obedience to this rule would actually cause more problems than it solves. Oh, excellent point, Socrates. Thank you, Arbiter. Well, what do you have to say now, Kant? How does your precious argument hold up? Very well. I suppose I should admit that I could be wrong on this one. At the very least, it requires more reflection. Wait, really? I can't believe it. I did it. What? I'm afraid that only invalidated the example, Socrates, not his entire argument. Unraveling Kant would never be that easy. Damn. So long. Validation, I'll miss you. I'm gonna die. I don't... I have no clue. Thank God. Immanuel Kant, what's the one thing which, from the very beginning of our discussion, you emphasized above all else? Intentionalism, of course. What we will is far more important than what we make. Right. That's what I thought. And that's fascinating, because checking for irrationality sounds a lot like assessing the consequences to me. What? You claim we cannot will a world that is worse than the one we have now. But the fact is, the very act of assessing how the world would be gives weight to consequences. You'd think that you would throw this out. But instead you have this as a key step in the universality test. This is not on my agenda. I demand you stop at once. Nonsense! But surely, you see my point. It's quite ironic, don't you think, that the process which creates the rules for your attentionalist ideals relies so heavily on assessing consequences? You talk about internal contradictions being grounds for failure. Well, here's a grand one for you. The universality test would fail itself. Universality test. Okay. Incredible. It seems to me that either consequences matter or your method of choosing ideas is incorrect. So which is it, Kant? Which part is wrong? Either way, it seems pretty devastating to your ideas. Just your thoughts. Order. I need direction. I need 9. Have my philosophical constructs thrown into question. Check. What? You're weird. You have done an excellent job here. I would be lying if I said he had not given me much to think about. Perhaps another decade of silence is in order. Silence and thought. Is it over? Yeah, I think so. I guess that's all we're going to get out of Kant. Alright guys, that's enough for today. I'll see you guys in the next part. Thank you for watching.